We are on day 33 of OT Walk. Today we're looking at Manasseh. Manasseh was the worst king in Judah's history. He ignored God. And so the motion we're dealing with him is as if we're telling God, talk to the hand, and turning our back on him. So that's Manasseh's sign. He ignored God. He had a good father, presumably was training him in the way he should go. But he was very young when he took the throne. He was 12 years old. And he was the king of Judah that reigned the longest time, 55 years. But we also know that he was the worst king in Judah's history. He lived worse than the Amorites that were knocked out. We know that the northern kingdom, God said that they were as bad as them. Well, here we have two kings that were worse. One was Manasseh in the south, one was Ahab in the north. Manasseh was the worst king. He sacrificed his son in the flames, a burnt offering. He clearly broke 8 of the 10 Commandments, and a case could be made for the other 2. He was an evil king who did evil things and didn't want to listen to God. We find in 2 Chronicles chapter 33, starting with verse 10, the rest of the story. He was taken off into captivity in Babylon because he was not submitting as he was supposed to. But he humbled himself before God while he was in prison, and he was restored. God not only restored to the king back in Judah, but he was also forgiven by God and restored by heart. And he tried to set things right. He tried to do things that would honor God, but the people, having such a long history of evil and idolatry, they didn't want to listen. So they kept on doing that. I think one of the major lessons for us in Manasseh is that there is always hope. The story of grace, how Jesus forgives us, how it doesn't matter how evil our past is. He can take what's there and he can restore us inwardly. Manasseh. Okay, now let's do all the motions for week 5. So we start off with Uzziah, north scattered, Hezekiah, Manasseh, Josiah, destruction, southern exile.